right, hey everybody, this is going to be a demo for my serverless portfolio web application. So this was built with React.js for the user interface, and the backend and infrastructure was built with Node.js, AWS Lambda, AWS Cognito, AWS DynamoDB, and AWS API Gateway. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. Here is the landing page that we have, where up here you got me. You also have the decent looking header. Try to keep it pretty minimalistic, so if anyone comes to visit, they're not kind of overwhelmed with a lot of stuff going on. This nice little about me page. But the first thing to notice in the first part, where AWS gets brought into the mix, is with this contact me form. So this form is actually utilizing AWS Lambda in addition to AWS SES, which stands for Simple Email Service. So you can come here, you can put in, any of your information, put in an email and maybe a nice message and got it preloaded, like nice website. Then we'll go ahead and click send email. Here, once that email was sent, we still have that confirmation message right there. Lets us know that it was sent. We have it going ahead and getting sent to my personal email. Excuse all of the messages that I have. This actually came right off of an article from Free Code Camp. I made sure to credit the author and the source code for my GitHub. So if you're interested in implementing this yourself in your own project, definitely check it out. I think it was a very nice touch. Gave me a good chance to, see how all of those different services can kind of integrate together to give a little neat feature like this. The bread and butter of this application, though, is that it's not just a portfolio website, right? I kind of wanted to give myself the utility of having, some sort of content management service where, I can log in as an administrator, perhaps, right? So if I navigate to the login page, don't worry, you guys aren't going to be able to figure out the password, or at least I hope not. But I go ahead, I put in my username, and I put in the password that I have associated with the account. And just so you know, this is completely built with AWS Cognito, I believe Node.js, and had to do a couple of things on the client side in addition to the actual AWS console itself to get it to work. But, once we log in, look at that. Now we have the ability to actually add a new project. We have the ability to log out. So right now, the project page is looking pretty bare, right? Like, we don't have anything there to really show off to, recruiters or people interested in, seeing what I can do. Like, what have I been able to teach myself over this year, right? So we go here, pretty basic form. We're just going to fill it out with some predetermined stuff right now. So this is just a basic, this a basic image. I'm sorry, stumbling on my words. Then I can fill out whatever I want my category to be, my description, the tech stack. We'll just say React and AWS. I can put my deployed link. We'll just do that for right now. I have a video ID. So this web application also consumes a YouTube API. So once this video is uploaded to YouTube, I can capture the ID of it, place it in this form, and then we'll see how that all comes together later. Just make testing for now, a GitHub link for my actual website itself, and then title we'll just put website 2.0. Once we click create, we get redirected here, and look at that, it pops up. So then when we actually go to the view of the project, this is what it looks like. Like we actually we actually have the YouTube video pop up right in the middle. We have the tech stack that it was built with, the description, the GitHub link. So if I open this link in the next tab, it'll bring us right to GitHub, the deployed link. I'm not gonna open this right now, but it'll pretty much just bring us back to this website that we're seeing right here, right? So then another thing, like let's say I wanted to add another one this time for mobile app development, for example, right? Whenever I decide to learn Swift, if that time ever comes, pretty much we're just gonna do the same thing, right? GitHub link, title, we'll just put app 2.0, create project. So now that's there as well. We can filter by category. So let's say if you're someone who wants to see what I've been working on, let's say you only care about web development. Oh, well, there you go. You can only see web development. You want to see mobile development? Okay, well, now you can see mobile development. You want to see everything? You can see everything. If I log out, You see that remove button gets taken away because I obviously don't want people just coming onto the site being able to, you know, take stuff off, edit stuff. Like, this is just view only. We can click this link to go back to the home page. Don't you like this logo? I ended up having to pay like $40 for this thing, believe it or not. I got ripped off, man, but it's pretty nice. I'm gonna log back in just to demo that one more time. So we log in, put in our information. If I can remember my password. And we go to these projects. We're just gonna remove both of them for now. Log back out. Go back home. And yeah, man, that is pretty much it. If you like this content, if you really like this website, you know, please feel free to give me feedback. Play around with this. It is fully serverless, so there's a lot of read capacity. There are a lot of advantages for being able to use a serverless architecture. First one being, obviously, nobody likes provisioning their own servers. Like, and I hear you guys like, oh, you could have just deployed it to an EC2 instance. Look, that costs money. Nobody has time for that. I really just didn't want to do that, so you know how that goes. I had a lot of fun building this. I think that this is a project that can keep on giving, especially throughout my career as I keep building, you know, more complex websites, or not even websites, just more complex projects in general. A nice centralized place for people to be able to come and take a look at it and everything. Thank you for stopping by on the website or wherever you end up seeing this video. Play around with it. Check it out on your mobile phone, and yeah, thank you so much. Of the architecture of the entire application, right? So we know that the front end was built with React, and then we have the back end that's fully serverless. Lambda functions written in Node.js and everything. But I wanted to just kind of lay out the entire flow. So we start on React on the client side. This is where the authentication and authorization calls are made to Cognito. So obviously, when I, as an administrator, log in, I need to be authenticated. That way, Cognito knows, like, okay, this is indeed a administrative user. From there, I get assigned a token that establishes a session, which is what gives me the ability to, you know, add those different projects, remove projects, and all of that good stuff. Generally speaking, when people are interacting with the website, it's going to include, usually if you're not an administrator, it's only going to include just a few GET calls to API gateway. Now, when I log in as an administrator, obviously that changes from just GET calls, also being able to post data into the database and everything. So this is where the neat stuff comes in. So with API gateway, once a call happens, that triggers a Lambda function invocation, which you'll be able to see within the code base. So you'll have the code for what's supposed to happen when a GET request is invoked, or when a post request is invoked, or even when a remove request is invoked. And all of that, pretty much, like the Lambda function in that case, just pretty much handles how that data is stored, retrieved, or deleted from a DynamoDB table. So that's pretty much like the bread and butter of what happens on the client side, the interactions that we get to see within the application itself. But in terms of the infrastructure, so with React, we have the ability to compile that the entire code down to individual JavaScript files or JavaScript bundles. Once we have that code compiled, we just store that in an S3 bucket. We can convert that S3 bucket into a S3 static web server, and then by doing that, those files can also be served over CloudFront. Once those files are served over CloudFront, we can get the URL that CloudFront provides to us and register it as a domain in Route 53. So this is how we're able to have, well, how I'm able to have a website that's, you know, latrell-dev.com rather than a bunch of gibberish .aws.useast1.com or .net or whatever. So this is pretty much the high level of what's going on within the application, like how all of the pieces sort of fit together. Also, the first time I've ever really made an architecture document, so please feel free to give me feedback on that. But yeah, other than that, I think I might have ended the video off in the previous part, but now I'm officially ended it off. Thank you so much for coming to this website once again. Leave me feedback, leave me different comments, and yeah, hope you all have a great day.